So as you can see right now, I'm beginning the pre-shading part of this kit on areas that needs to be pre-shaded, as you can see there. Now I'm not pre-shading these areas because I know this is the red parts. I did say I was going to mark them, and so I said to myself, you know what, that'll probably take a waste a long time for me to do that. I have the mag in front of me, so I can pretty much know where I'm going with this. I just want to give you a heads up on how I'm doing this right now. Now I know that these are not, I know that these are the parts that go on the legs. So I can appreciate these with ease. I'm kind of being annoyed right now with my airbrush. I'm being annoyed with the fact that even if I hold on a little bit, little pellets form up. I don't know if you could see this. Maybe you can't see it in camera. But it forms up and it drives me nuts because I've cleaned this airbrush many times. And to the point where I took out the needle, cleaned it up, cleaned up the nozzle, everything. And these globs of paint come out where it drives me nuts. Now, I'm not using lacquer-based paint from Gunzo. I'm actually using this one, still using the gloss black, which pretty much serves the purpose. I'm not painting the whole part. Again, I'm just pre-shading it, as you can see here. I think what I'm going to do is that once it dries, I'm going to take a cotton swab, dab it with a little bit of thinner, and wipe off the blobs that forms up. Granted, it's going to be covered up with the white, with the off-white color. So I could pretty much be saying to myself, you know, I'll be wasting my time, but it's driving me nuts with this. You can see. So this is going to take a long time for me to do this. So let me continue on, okay? Okay, so now that I've finished pre-shading all the parts, like an example here, I'm going to now airbrush the areas that I believe they're, you know, that will show off the redness, as if the cycle frame is bleeding out through the body. And to do that, I'm going to use the red paint onto this. Don't know if you could see that. go. Use this one that I did before.
There we go. Let me do one more. What's a good example here? Oh, okay, here's a good one. This is one of the parts that goes on the shield, on the front skirts.
Now remember, I'm going to be airbrushing this, the off-white color, and the off-white is supposed to cover everything and bleed in. So let's see how this will turn out in a few moments. But I mean, in the next segment. But give me some time while I do all this, and then we'll proceed. So, as you can see, the pre-shading is done on this shield here, and pretty much all the other parts you see here, including the red trim that I did. Now we move on to the final stage of me painting this, and that is, of course, painting it the off-white, which is not actually considered off-white. It's actually Mr. Color's Gundam Color MS White. It is completely around the same tone size as Mr. Hobby's, Mr. Color's off-white. They're right around the same same color tone. They're not the bright white that I've used before. This one I definitely want to try. Now we're going to do this in layers. So first things first, I got my airbrush ready. Give it a little blast to make sure that it's not clogged up. And I'm just going to do a series of back and forth strokes. Back and forth strokes. Some circle strokes if possible. I had to make sure that this paint was properly thinned and it didn't give me any spider webs or clogged up the nozzle. I cleaned up the nozzle really good because this is of course the final result of this once I'm done. This is pretty much a one coat pass right here, as you can see there. Let's pull out another part here, because I'm going to have to do this twice, by the way. We'll use this one as an example right here.
make sure I do it this way because I don't want the paint to hit me in the face. And all the fumes gets me. There we go. And we'll pull out one more. This time I want to try this part here, which is of course with the red trim part. The red trims and the black. You guys see that? So I'm going to do all these parts right now, one coat. Stay tuned for me on my next video when I do the second coat.